In 1996, there was an collab with two very interesting things that you never really would have expected, and that was with Taco Bell and Goosebumps. Two of the very most interesting things to be collided together, but Taco Bell had some Goosebumps toys, and we're going to be talking about those today. Now, we are given four pretty interesting figures, and I think I'm going to be starting with this one because this one's a pretty interesting figure. This is based off of, I believe, Monster Blood 2, and I don't really know that one. I haven't really read that one before, but very interested to see what is inside this bag. And from what the looks of it, it's pretty disturbing looking, so it's gonna be interesting to mess around with this thing a little bit. And it is a very rubbery figure, and yeah, that's pretty much that. This thing says turns into a hungry hamster, cuddles inside out oh, you're supposed to just turn them inside out. Oh, how interesting. That's kind of disgusting. So what you're supposed to do is just flip his whole mouth inside out and reveal the interesting goop that's in him. And he's a pretty detailed little figure. I mean, he's pretty creepy looking. And here's our little feature going on here. You're supposed to open his mouth all the way like so, and you're supposed to reveal the weird stuff that's inside of it. It's very interesting. But yeah, that's basically that. It's a very rubbery figure. He is supposed to glow in the dark too, but yeah, he's just an odd figure. I don't know why they would. I don't know. It's just an interesting way to make those figures, and that one was definitely a weird one. With our next figure here, I'm very interested to see how they do this one. This one is based off of the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, which I do actually remember reading. I don't remember anything about the plot, but I remember it. I think I had the second one. I didn't have the first one until forever ago. I kind of wish I still had those old Goosebump books because those are really cool. But you get his little casket, which is a very interesting little casket here. And you can read the little description, but basically it just says you're supposed to pull on the mummy's like wrappings, and he does a little spin for you. So that's going to be interesting to look at there. And it's a very interesting way to you know have a play feature for your Happy Meal. But I mean, they are Happy Meals, so I'm not expecting, like, fully posable figures. But the coffin itself looks interesting. It's just pink, and, or not pink, purple. It's got the Goosebump logo on there, and you can see where the string you're supposed to pull. Nothing interesting on the back, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So if we get to opening this up, you can kind of hear a creaking noise, just a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of cool how they did that with just a little tab of plastic and that little rigid part at the top. But here he is being very unraveled, and basically you're just supposed to pull on that, and he just flips back to where he's supposed to go. Very interesting, and he does kind of click into place. You can kind of see the details there. He's kind of clear plastic, just a tiny bit, but it's very interesting. And yeah, I think that's just so weird on how they made them. But yeah, I think that's me just demonstrating the plastic bits a little bit more. But you can see there's ridges at the top, and it does make that noise, which I thought was really cool. I had to show it again, but there you go. You just unwrap him, and he just does a little disco for you. That's pretty much the entire figure. He does have some inside some inside details as well, which is kind of neat, and nothing behind him either, so it's interesting. And here's a little bit of a better look. He's got these little red eyes, which is kind of cool. I can't really see what's like underneath the wrappings, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. But it's an interesting figure that they made. And yeah, I think this one might be a tiny bit better than the hamster, but the hamster's all right. It's not too bad. And now we move on to the next figure, and that is a character that I really don't remember the name, but I know he was like the mascot for Goosebumps for a while. I think it was like Charlie. I honestly don't remember. I think it's like actually on the instructions, which his is the only instructions that are in a little plastic case, which I thought was interesting. But you can see that Curly, this is Curly, and basically you're just supposed to roll him around on the table, and when you roll him, his eyes and mouth open up, which we'll be taking a look at as well. But yeah, this guy was like the mascot everywhere that I remembered, but he's pretty cool. I really do like the details. Got this like purple mohawk going on, some blue glasses, and he's pretty nicely detailed. I really do like it, and I was pretty interested in this one because the opening mouth features sounded pretty nice. And from the wheels don't look like they hold up, so we're gonna take a look. And I don't know why I did it like that. I was expecting it to kind of like be a wind-up thing at first and just like kind of spin, but you're just supposed to move it forward, and that's how it's supposed to go. And there's me discovering it for the first time. So what you're supposed to do is go forward. That's basically what you're supposed to do, and it works to a degree, but that tire really does suck. So here's a better look at it. You can see the eyes popping out there, and you can see the jaw opening and closing. That's what's supposed to happen, but the wheel is just like way too old that it's just kind of just skirts along. It's not the best. He's okay, but yeah, he's definitely not, he could have been better. Now we have the last figure. This figure I actually was excited for a little bit, and I was very interested to see what the hell they did with him. But this is the Slappy candy dispenser. Not really a dispenser, but he's there. He does come with very old candy, which I will not be opening. And you can see that basically the idea is you're supposed, I'll show it in a little bit. I have a better look at it, but basically you're supposed to put candy inside of Slappy, and he stores it. That's basically it. And also, all these guys do glow in the dark, but their glow in the dark feature is so faded that there was no point really showing. But yeah, it's basically you just take the candy and you put it in Slappy, and boom, he houses your candy, which I didn't feel like opening that up. I don't know why, I just kind of felt like, yeah, but I thought I'd kind of show you. So the basic function of it is you're using the entire neck piece. That's basically it. So if you move his head, if I do show it, I mean, actually the head's actually pretty nicely detailed. I think the whole thing is very nicely detailed, and he's got a weird little thing. I didn't know what that was, but it was kind of odd. But I do really like the overall detail, and I think that was me attempting to open it, and then I said, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do that in the first place. But it is pretty cool, but I was not about to have candy, and it was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. But that's basically how we're supposed to put it inside, and then you close it up like so by turning Slappy's head, and you just fill that bad boy full of candy until his neck turns into a giraffe, and boom, that's all he does. Yep, that's pretty much all he does. He just houses your candy. He doesn't dispense it. I mean, you could dispense it. You just turn his head. But yeah, he does have some articulation in the neck too, so he can hold his poses. But yeah, that is all of the Goosebump figures that we've taken a look at. They're very interesting, and I'd say that they're a little bit better than what like the Happy Meal toys are now. But they're interesting. But that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.